Number 28 in the 42 Ideas on Leadership comes to us from Daniel Goleman, specifically looking at the article he wrote for the Harvard Business Review in 2000, Leadership That Gets Results. The idea and the main idea behind this article is that people should choose the leadership style that best suits the situation rather than simply using their default personality. Again, because it's written by Daniel Goleman, who has written the book Emotional Intelligence, he incorporates the elements of emotional intelligence into these leadership styles. The 4 elements that he uses in this article are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and social skill. We've looked at these in a little bit more detail in another video. He also draws on the fact that emotional intelligence and the correct leadership style creates the correct climate for an organization to succeed, and that if you have a strong climate, it actually increases productivity and results by up to 1/3. This climate is created through these 6 elements: flexibility, the responsibility, standards, rewards, clarity, and commitment. And together, these 6 elements, which are gone into in detail by McClelland in a separate article, these build a climate. Now, how do we build this climate through the right leadership style? Well, there are 6 leadership styles that Daniel Goleman talks about, and it's necessary to choose different styles depending on the situation. So the 6 styles are coercive, authoritative, affiliative, democratic, pace-setting, and coaching. He recommends that we use a combination of 4 of them: authoritative, affiliative, democratic, and coaching, and that we avoid, in the majority of cases, coercive or pace-setting. Now, let's look at these in a little bit more detail. The table is broken down in the article into these areas. That the leader's modus operandi means you need immediate compliance. So the coercive style it's almost like a bullying style. It's a little bit insensitive. It's very forceful. It's about taking tough decisions. And the problem with it, of course, is that it kills new ideas, and it doesn't take into account that people want to do more than just make money. So therefore, people feel that they're not really working for something greater than just orders. That means outside any situation that's not a crisis or kickstarting something new or with problem employees, it has a negative effect on the overall climate of a company. So it's not a great leadership style to adapt. The second style is the authoritative style. And this is the one that has the most positive impact on climate, and therefore it is normally the best style to adopt as a leadership style. It's about mobilizing people towards a vision. It's about bringing people with you. And what happens is you need a leader who's very enthusiastic and then creates this clear vision and then ensures that it's adopted at all levels. This means, because they've created a vision, it increases clarity, it increases the commitment of the employees and the followers. It gives clear standards of performance around that vision so people know exactly what they have to do to achieve. And it gives a certain amount of freedom to the employees and followers to innovate, to experiment, to take a certain amount of risks, because they know what the overall vision or goal is. So therefore, within that overall guiding idea, they're able to be relatively flexible and free to try new things. The next one is affiliative. This is a leadership style that builds harmony and emotional bonds. It's about people first, rather than the task or the focusing on results. It is about emotions, it's about keeping people happy and, as I said, increasing harmony. And it creates an atmosphere where people feel free to share ideas and inspiration, and as a result that increases flexibility. It gives freedom then to the people to do their job, and because people are receiving very positive feedback, it inspires them to develop. And it also creates then a feeling of belonging among the team members. The people who use this leadership style, or when people use this leadership style, it's because they're very good at building relationships between people. And they're also okay about expressing emotions themselves openly. The result of this leadership style is that it increases team harmony, morale, and communication. It's a caring and nurturing style. So this is very, very useful for helping heal rifts in a team. As a result, if there's been a difficulty in a team, it helps to heal that team and it motivates them when there's a lot of stress or stressful and distressful situations. The next style, the democratic style, it's forging consensus through participation. It gets everybody involved. It's a listening style to what people think. It's getting people's ideas and buy-in from them, and it's very good at building trust and respect and commitment. The danger, of course, is that we have to be careful that it's not just a leadership style that is used to avoid conflict or avoid taking decisions. If it's not used for that reason, then it can be very effective. The pace-setting style, this normally has a negative impact on climate. This is where the leader sets extremely high standards and then acts as an example, exemplifies those high standards by being such a high achiever themselves. The leader is obsessive about doing things better and faster. The problem, of course, is that it destroys the climate, because people then feel that they're under pressure just to achieve because the leader is achieving, as opposed to because of any vision. They feel that the leader is not worried about them or looking after their needs. Now, sometimes it can be okay. It can be okay with very self-motivated, extremely competent people with little need for direction. But in most other cases, because people are not getting feedback on how they're doing, because it doesn't help flexibility or autonomy, it's not a great system or a great leadership style for increasing the climate in an organization. The final one, the coaching style, well, this is about developing people for the future. It's letting people, it's acting, I suppose, if you're a leader, it's acting like a counselor rather than your traditional boss. It's coaching and it's advising the employees, and it's helping them identify their strengths and their weaknesses, and then developing them towards their long-term plans, their long-term goals. It means that you need a lot of feedback and regular feedback to let them know how they're getting on. And it also means then that the leader has to delegate to the employees, which can be difficult for some leaders. It requires constant dialogue, constant communication between the leader and the follower. It does, however, increase flexibility, and it does let people know how they fit into the overall vision of the organization, and as a result, it increases their commitment to the organization. So these are the 6 leadership styles, and depending on the situation, it's better to use one style or another, or a combination of. Again, repeating that most situations do not encourage a leader to use the coercive or the pace-setting style. It's a style that many leaders use, but it's not the best one for creating a climate that increases goals, the achievement of goals and productivity. So we've got 6 styles there again: coercive, authoritative, affiliative, democratic, pace-setting and coaching. And these are from Daniel Goleman, Leadership That Gets Results, an article he wrote for the Harvard Business Review in 2000. And that's number 28 in the 42 Ideas on Leadership.